Hi guys, Mr. Jaeger here, and welcome back to our glorious Tank Mechanic Simulator. So in the last episode, I did a bunch of things. One, basically taking care of a Panzerkampfwagen Ausführung J, whilst also doing stuff. And I actually ended up finding and buying a M26 Pershing. So, fun times be had there. So today, no channel update, we're just going to go straight into the action, which of course is figuring out how the fuck to fix this thing, right? Well, first of all, let's do the usual procedure of getting this stuff sorted. If you like this kind of content, let me know in the comment section down below. And I do have a tiny, tiny slither of information to give to you guys. Oh, by the way, if you guys know more about these vehicles, by all means, post your information in the comment section down below. And whoever has the most interesting and interesting and intriguing. I'm going to set you guys a challenge. Corrections or historical stuff, feel free to spam. But like, if it's intriguing enough to listen, to read to, or whatever, I will pin the comment at the top, and you guys can basically be the first thing that anyone sees when it comes to looking at the historical value of these particular vehicles. So, what is the M26 Pershing? Well, it was a vehicle designed in the mid to late war periods. By obviously the US of A, who at this point was wanting to find a vehicle capable of neutralizing the Germans' very effective Panthers and Tigers, which were doing bloody damage and which were terrifying the American tankers, and doing, well, apparently monstrous levels of damage. But in actual fact, it wasn't. While they were engagements with Panthers and Tigers, it was actually more the Stugs and the Pack 40 static AT gun positions. Oh, this thing doesn't even have an engine. Oh, no, it does. Really? That's the engine? GG. I think there's a lot more to this engine that we don't realize. Oh, I think there is, yeah. So, the Americans were wanting to come up with a methodology to dealing with this problem, and the best way they thought how was to build a new tank with a capacity and high caliber gun to say fuck you to the German vehicles, which is a good idea. I mean, as the British, we came up with some decent selections, the Firefly in my opinion being the best version of the Sherman, but the problem was with the Sherman is it didn't have the armor to really tank anything. It was an infantry. It's probably the perfect infantry support vehicle, with its low velocity 75mm gun. And there were subsequent upgrades to its armor protection. Of course, you had such things as the wet ammo racks putting onto the side, the increasing of its caliber from 75 to 76mm. Then, of course, you have the Firefly, the HVSS systems. There was a plethora of different options. There we go. Get rid of that. So there was a plethora of different options made available to the Americans when it came to trying to counter the German vehicles, but you needed a big gun. You needed the big guns, and America could come up with them, but they needed a platform in order to use them. So a whole new chassis had to be designed, and the M26 Pershing was the thing. And they were in fact almost lined up, ready. They were pretty much ready for the operation. They were nearly readied up for D-Day, but there was one problem, one real component that stopped them from being awesome. And you may be wondering, who would stop these things? A 90mm gun versus the Tiger? That's like no-brainer. And who would think that it wouldn't be a good idea to get rid of them? Well, Patton. Patton decided that he felt that the M4 Shermans, the manufacturing side meant that, because the M4 Sherman, there were fuckloads of them. There were literal, the phrase taking 5 Shermans to knock out 1 Tiger, while nowadays that would be considered a horrendously bad idea to spam someone with tanks, the concept was you could get a crew of, a Sherman crew could lose their tank, and within maybe a couple of hours, they'd basically be given a fresh new one, and off they trot to the front lines once again. Maybe if they lost someone, they'd have to get a replacement, but America could replace people. America could replace tanks. And so they felt that having bigger tanks, which couldn't be as easily replaced as the Sherman, in Patton's idea, was not such a good thing. He was all about speed, and I think in his mind, the M26 Pershing was not about speed, it was about heavy firepower. And having seen what the Tiger and the Panther could do, and their limited numbers, while being the fear factor that most American tankers would scream into the radio sets every time they were shot at by virtually anything, it still wasn't enough to say, yeah, this thing's probably worth it. So he wasn't really for having an M26 Pershing, which, in my opinion, he was a fucking idiot for that, because the M26 Pershing is a very, very good tank. It did see action post-war as well. In actual fact, it did see some levels of combat in the Korean War, which is one of those relative unknowns, and I hope we get more attention to it, because there was some pretty impressive battles going on. I mean, obviously nowadays you probably wouldn't be caught dead saying it, because, you know, our glorious friends in China were kind of responsible for a lot of the fighting near the mid to late wars, so, you know, that's going to be fun. And, you know, unfortunately it's a war that technically hasn't actually stopped. Like, they had an armistice period, but they are technically still at war. So it's technically been the longest running war currently, but they might actually make peace. Why am I going with a paint job? So they might be potentially having peace talks or whatever. But either way, right now, right now, South Korea and North Korea fighting each other and hating each other's guts, which I don't blame them. But anyway, going back to the M26 Pershing, what makes this particular vehicle so dangerous? Well, apart from the fact that it has more armor than a Sherman, which is, you know, a cardboard box has more armor than a fucking Sherman at this point, in certain regards. With the exception of stuff like things like the Jumbo, but they were specialized vehicles, and they weren't really as common as the Bob average Sherman. So, the M26 Pershing tank has a couple of famous claims to fame. The first, of course, was this very powerful cannon. Like, it's a 90mm gun. 90mm worth of fuck you is a very convincing argument when dealing with annoying people. So, you know, it's not surprising that such a powerful vehicle would be there. But a fun fact, which some of you may know, some of you may not know, is that the vehicle in classification, like in official terms, is a medium tank. Like, if we were to utilize weight classifications and all of that, you would actually find that the M26 would be considered a medium tank. But because obviously during the days of the Second World War, when Allied soldiers were trying to who barely just got out of the skin of their teeth against Tigers and Panthers, they wouldn't really want to hear that their glorious commanding officers have sent in a new tank which is said to knock it out, and it's a medium tank. You know, it's like, well, we've got medium tanks, it's called a Sherman, and that's not faring too well, so this new medium tank probably won't fare too well either. So, you know, fun days be had there. So, yeah, that would be a fun experience for them. But so, basically, Allied Command said, it's a heavy, but it's classified, it's a heavy. So, yes, the birth of the M26 Pershing tank was born, and this thing basically gave the Americans the much-needed firepower against German tanks like the Tiger, the Panther, and in future battles against Jagdtiger, though I will still laugh my fucking ass off because the Jagdtiger and, Nashorn smacked this bastard in near the end of the war, blew it up, and I'm like, yes! Fuck you! In Kampf der Reich. Oh, brilliant. But anyway, so yes, this thing has a decent engine power. Can go relatively fast, but its main aspect is it carries the 90mm gun. Right, so what are we missing? Probably loads. I'm probably going to go broke fixing this thing up, but I want it to go up. Right, so tank analytics. How bad is it? I'm going to say a lot. How much? Tank value 2,300. How much are we going to be getting for this? I'm terrified. Yeah, how much is it we're looking? It's a lot. That is a lot. It's a lot. Oof. We have taken a lot of hits there. Right, let's go get the primer going. Let's get the primer and this thing painted up as best as we can. I suppose the one benefit of this particular thing is that despite me not having much of the vehicle, I basically just buy the thing on its own merit, and then yeah. And then I basically just buy all the parts, and then we can just, you know, make something of a profit. Probably not much of a profit, which is why we're probably not going to do this as often, but it's still there. I'm going to have to, like, swap around the things for the parts, though, because I'm going to probably try and make some decals. Hopefully we've got the decals from German Panther, because I would love to put the American tank things. Oh, God. German Panther is a fantastic series. It's kind of one of those things which you initially watch it and you think, what the fuck am I watching? And I remember, that was actually one of the first animes I actually watched. And oh my god, I was like borderline ready to quit almost every episode. But, well, almost. I think it was for the first couple of episodes, I was like, okay, what the fuck am I watching? This is really weird. But when they got to the tank training, when they got to the tank, like the practice match, and they were like, when they were like going up against their classmate, when the main protagonist was going up against their classmates, and they had the moment where they fired the cannon, I was like, oh, like you could hear the cannon going off, the shell being ejected from the barrel. It worked. It fucking worked, and I loved it. And yeah, then I was like, okay, I'm giving this game a chance. I said this anime a chance because it's got a realistic version of a tank. So, you know, it's doing well. And yeah, from then on, it was just perfect. Right. Alright, let's paint this thing in its usual drab colours, but hey-ho. Ironically, the fact that this vehicle is so badly, like there's not much on this thing there, it's actually going to take us less time, I think, which is a bit ironic. But who knows? I don't mind that. It just means we get to make this video quicker, and we get to have the fun part, because I've now unlocked the range. You may have noticed at the end of the last episode. So we're going to hopefully try and make that a thing. Every episode we do, I just try and, I try to make sure that we do a session around the track, which we can do, and we can do a session around the range, because that thing's going to be loud, it's going to be lovely, and I'm going to be able to blow stuff up. Hopefully, we'll get some Sherman wreck. I could buy some Shermans, fix them up, and put them on the range, and then blow the living fuck out of them. That'll be awesome. Oh, that'll be brilliant. Like, I will shit on the Sherman, because, you know, yeah, it's a good vehicle. I'm not going to ever say it's not. And, you know, I love the Firefly. But I find it amusing when people sort of try to act like the ability to spam shit is somehow a good thing. It's like, okay, granted, you can replace the things, which means in certain aspects of war, that's really useful. But I'd never agree with the concept of spamming is good. I just find that spamming is just a lazy tactic, which just relies on your pure numbers to win. And I never like that. I hate that as a tactic. It feels so cheap. You know, it's like you take the actual tactics out of a battle. You know, it feels lazy. You know, and I personally just feel it's just lazy. I forgot to sound the engine. Of what little the engine is there. But there we go. All right, cool. Methinks we're done with what little of the tank is available. Right, let's do this. Hull exterior time. Rear brake light. Where is that? Ah, I need to remove the rust. Okay. Pop that over there. Alright, what are we looking at? Yep. I'm kind of intrigued that there's rust on a light. I thought you'd be more replaceable, but okay. Sure. What's up with you? Oh, it needs primer. Okay. How are we doing? Anything else that looks bad? No, don't see anything. Anything that's rusty? Anything that's shit? No, I think we're all good now. Good. Right, so now let's start with the process. What? Oh, for fuck's sake. Sand the fucking thing. I'm gonna paint the fucking thing. No. Right, we all good? We're all good. Lovey-dovey in a chovely. Right, so. Oh boy. We have got so much to fix in. It'd be yeah, that'll be nice. At least we got the different parts to come in and all that jazz. So, yeah, the M26 Pershing has another facet to it, which in World of Tanks terms is rather famous, which is, of course, the Super Pershing. So the Super Pershing was a very rare variant. It didn't really see much of any service, but because of its fear factor presence, and also the fact that it had the famous riot shields and the extended 90mm gun, which was really just it was just literally a longer barrel, which I think if you've seen the film Kelly's Heroes, you'll no doubt remember the humorous side of things from that. Alright, we just quickly grab that. So, Kelly's Heroes, the oddball having his Sherman with an extended barrel, which makes the Germans think that he's got a higher caliber gun, when in actual fact it's just a higher velocity 76mm gun. Yeah, it works that way. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of cases there. Right, there's the exhaust. There's the large case, and let's get the other case going through. God, all this shit that I could have had that I may have had to have fixed. Holy shit. Yeah, we're seeing it come together though. Looks very impressive. Right, there we go. Get the shock absorbers in. But yeah, so you can see the evolution of the tank. If you may have seen the previous episode, I talked about angling, and you can see that philosophy in design, with the front of the vehicle. So, as you can see, the armor plating of the Pershing is not only solid clump of steel, but also it's angled, which means the shell has not only got to go through the actual armor layer of the vehicle itself, but has to go through the angled armor layer, which in turn makes the vehicle, it basically adds kind of, to basically describe it, it kind of adds layers to the armor already, because instead of just having a flat solid plate of armor to go through, you've now got to go through the thicker part of the same armor, because it's angled. I'm probably not explaining this nearly as well whilst talking to you. Well, whilst playing this and talking at the same time is never a good combo. But basically, the armor plate is thicker because it's at an angle rather than it being on a flat frontal facing, which makes for really useful, which makes for intriguing designs for vehicles, especially when people cottoned onto this particular thing and then started to implement them into their designs. Of course, we stupid British never fucking did that. Oh no, we all thought the bloody Churchill in its stupidly slow vehicles design would be more than appropriate for the bloody late war. And then when we finally had the intelligence to come up with a reasonable fucking tank, war was bloody over at this point. Like, I will never say we came up with any decent British design. Like, seriously, any tanks in the Second World War that for Britain, we didn't come up with. Like, we came up with a few. We had the Cromwell, which was moderately okay. We had the Crusader, which was good, but it was like a year behind. Like, we're always behind in the Second World War when it came to tank designs. You know, it's like, oh, we came up with this really fast, really nice looking tank which can, like, go really fast distances, and it's called a Crusader, and it's amazing. And the Germans have got Tigers and Panzer IVs. Ah, shit. Well, guess what? Now, we're gonna go to Europe. We're gonna blow these guys up with this new thing called a Cromwell. It's got a 75mm gun. It's fast. It's effective. And the Germans have got Panthers and Tiger IIs. Oh, it's great. We've got this new thing called a Comet. It's got a really good gun. Its armor's actually kind of decent. And we're even coming up with this thing called a Centurion, which is like a main battle tank. And the war's over. It's just, we never came up with anything decent in the war. We were so fucking focused on stupid old designs. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. How many nuts and bolts? God help the poor bastard who have to do this in real life. I mean, sure, it's a lot easier to repair, But, my God. Look at the exhausts. How are we doing with the engine? You all good? Engine, 90%. What's missing? Dipstick. Oh, okay. Okay. What's missing? A starter motor. There we go. Engine all done. Whole exterior. Ah, red. Let's have a look, see what's missing. So yeah, the Allied causes had some pretty decent tanks. If I had to say my favorite types of Allied stuff for Allied equipment and all that, I would have to say I'd have to say the Americans did pretty damn well with their tank design. Sure, they made a tank design that was fairly spammable, but it was, you know, and again, I'll begrudgingly admit Ivan came up with some pretty good tanks as well. I mean, the T-34, 85, yeah, that's good. That's a good tank design. I'm never going to argue with that. Like, an 85mm gun on a medium-style tank system is going to be good. Oh. That is a beauty. That is a very beautiful thing. Right, let's see what else is missing from this thing. Oh, yep, we need the loader seat. Got the locker. Oh, what? I thought I fixed that. I'll need to take that part out then. Anything else? Turret interior. We'll get the hull interior focused. What else is missing? Right, that's what I see. What else is in hull interior? It's a little bit of a protracted, it's a protracted system, but hopefully we can find a way soon. Control panel. Oh, balls. Right, anything else? Interior. Oh. Okay, that's 100% good. Tracks, gearbox is all good. Fuel system. Connecting hose. Okay. Okay. And fuel pump hose. Perfect. Right, what's next? Everything else is good. Just the turret interior, which is the equilibrate. Oh, you need to fix the entire thing. I can't. I can just about see that. I can fix that. I'd need to get. God damn it. I think I can do it. I think I can reach that. Oh, hang on. Like, we just need a pinprick area. And then I think we can get it. Yeah. Oh, you motherfucker. Right, okay. Yeah, no chance. Fuck's sake. I didn't want to have to deal with that. So I have to remove the entire fucking gun breech. What am I missing? All for that one spring. One fucking spring. It's so stupid. But everything else is 98% to 100%. Yeah. We've done pretty good for this one. I mean, obviously a lot of it was just bought, so I can't take any particular credit, but I'd say we did pretty good. And it's a Pershing, which is nice, and if I can swap the vehicles around, I can get that one into there, and then we can take this thing out into the front lines. Just wait for the damn thing to repair itself. How are we doing? 16 seconds, good. And then we can replace the stuff, get the tank sorted, get the markings on the side. Boom, Bob's your uncle. We are in green, which is nice in comparison to other shit, which is less nice. So, huzzay, huzzay, huzzay. Good times. Just waiting for the thing to be done. You done? Yeah, you're done. Good. Okay, so, tank stats. 40%. Yeah, that's a lot of shit here. So, case in. Radio stuff goes on for that, and then we want to fix the elevator spring, gun breech, and elevator gear mechanism. And is that all good? We are all good. 100%. Fuck yes. Right, let's get you back onto the tank. And get you also back into the tank. Oh, check that out now. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Right, so let's move this vehicle. Move tank to the paint room. Cool. So let's get the paint room set up. Right, okay, paint room panel. So we should have a bunch of decals and abilities. Oh, dude, Leibchen-Data. Nice. Viking. Oh, that's really good. At least we got a lot of that stuff. Ah, brilliant. Okay, we now got... Alright, where is the... There's St. Gloriana's. There she is! Ha 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 ha! Right, rotation is... Oops. It says that, but it's not. Right. There we go. There we go. Sanders School. Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. That'll do. That will do. Oh, that is a perfect finish. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, and there's something on the front. That's manageable. How do I delete that? Right, reset then. Right, J and L to rotate. Right, much better. So Gloria. Oh, what? I didn't even do that. That's so stupid. Right, we're going to have to... No, I'm going to try and do this properly. Reset. Last time. Done. Right. L for that. Right. Oh, it is. It just literally would not let it be set unless it goes to the turret. Well, that's a glitch we're just going to have to deal with. But there we go. We've done it. We've painted the vehicle, and now I think I should take it onto the range. Move tank to the workshop, to the yard, to parking, museum, back. How do I get this thing to go into the range? How do I take this thing to the range? I'm trying to remember how to take it to the range. Move tank to parking, to the yard, to the thing, to the workshop. How do I get it to the... how do I take it to the firing range? First, how do we take it to the driving area? That would be so nasty, but I kind of... Right, but how do I get there? It's so, like, difficult. I think if I move it to the yard, maybe? Tank status. Ah, test drive. There we go. Right, let's open the oil. Get the engine all set up. Yep. Alright, that's fuel completed. And the coolant. Test drive. There we go. I think we're almost about ready to go. Yeah, we're good. Little safe drive. And now let us drive this beauty. Trying to get myself up with this into a third perspective. Right. Get inside. I can be the radio operator. I can be the driver. Oh wow! Like you get the periscope, which works, which is great. But I want to kind of see above. Oh, how to control shows. Camera. Oh wow, you actually get the engine crank and everything. So that's what it was. There we go. Tank time. So yeah, this thing was a lot faster than... Yeah, this thing had a pretty decent... The lights are pretty damn good. That's really awesome. That's really awesome. Right, let's take this thing to the back. And engine stop. Alright, let's take this thing. Let's go back out. Let's take this thing now to the firing range, which is the first time we've ever done this. Which will be dope. Looking forward to that. Uh-huh. Right. Let's go get this shit sorted. Test drive. Proving grounds. There we go. So now we get to go boom boom. And we've not been here before. That was really awesome. This is really cool. This almost reminds me of Tarkov. Tank recovery, restricted area. Mm-hmm. There we go. So, we gotta drive it up to the thing, don't we? Yep. Oh my god, this is World of Tanks. Oh my god. Oh, balls. That was non-intentional. That was really awesome though. Got it. Aim it high a little bit. I'd say about... Ah, almost. Right, we've got to go a little higher. Oh, I overshot. Damn, that was close. Sounds nice, though. I do like the sound. Oh, just missed. Right, I think I got it. I think I got it. One more time and then we'll give up. And that was a money shot and you know it. That hit the target. Fuck you. I hit the fucking other sign. I hit the wrong sign. God damn it. Yeah, I don't blame you. Right. Now you'd think you'd have the coolant system set up. Mouse acceleration is a little bit intense here, but yeah. Right, here we go. So, we can zoom right in as well, but you know me. I got a gun, controls, we can do this. Ah, just a mix. Just missed. So... Boom! Dead center. Right, you're in the 16 marker range. I'm determined to hit this fucking thing. Oh, I hate you. Yeah, that's the line. That's the line. I suck so much, but that's the line. Probably should put a headphone warning. I hit it! I fucking... Oh. Right. Tiny bit more maybe, or less. I don't know. Guessing. It almost feels like it's not... Also... Oh, I had you. I had you. I am gonna hit this fucking thing. I fucking hit it, son of a bitch. I hit it. I swear to the gods, I hit it. Bet you now, if I do this with German vehicles, I'll hit this fucker first time, no problem. That'll be for a future episode. Oh, that was me that was me firing a little too early. That was a cock up. I'm getting angsty now. Come on, take a chill. Yeah! See? I finally got it. Fuck you. I'm good. Dead center, bitches. Anyway, yeah, that's going to be me done for the day. So, thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope you guys enjoy. This was a real... There we go. So, thank you very much for watching. If you like this kind of content, let me know in the comment section down below. Clicking on the like button and, of course, subscribing to the channel. I will be putting this vehicle into the museum because I think that'll be a nice addition and not a bad start to having the thing. But there we go. So... put you in the museum. And better still, we'll put you in the museum rather nicely. Right, let's move you, shall we? You will have the prestigious slot number 1. That's right. That is right. We can actually have a look at you in the museum now. There we go. So, this has been a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. It's been a soothing game experience. I don't expect I'll be making many of these videos, but of what videos I have... smooth and silk. I will need to probably get Team Panther, Team Mechanic. I gotta go Tiger. I gotta have the where's the correct one? There it goes. M26 Pershing. Where be it? There it is. Got to get the right kind of imagery for this top one. No, it's the Pershing one. I want that one. Right, that one is... yeah, there we go. There we go. M26 Pershing. And I'm thinking probably... there's a lot of images, but probably that. There we go. So that looks kind of decent. Yeah, that looks kind of decent. Oh my god, look at that mug. I want that mug. It's a huge mug. But there we go. So yes, the museum gains its first tank, and I get a nice little thing for it, which is pretty dope. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm very happy about that. But yeah, so fun fact. It's all good. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, and if you like this kind of content, let me know in the comment section down below, clicking on the like button, and of course subscribing to the channel. And I'll hope to catch you in the next episode, where we'll be able to do a bit more stuff with maybe a bit more money-making capacity. So anyway, I'll see you then. This is Mr. Jaeger, signing out.